Right then guys, I thought I might as well do a review of the R8 V10 Spyder because I have it. But rather than talk too much about it, I thought I'd just let you enjoy the scenery and this fantastic naturally aspirated V10. I mean, yes, it's slightly flawed compared to the coupe version. You definitely notice the extra weight. And the flex in the chassis, but just because you can hear the V10, that's almost a good enough trade-off for the loss in performance against the coupe. Now, this engine's a real masterpiece, and in fact, when I drove this car yesterday for the first time in quite a while actually, I've forgotten how linear the power curve is. There's very little below 5,000 revs. It's all up above 7 to 8.5. That's where it all is. Oh, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. It doesn't... I really hope you can hear at least some of this sound. Really good brakes. This has got the carbon ceramics, and I have to say, the biggest plus point aside from the sound with this car is actually the way it brakes. It's very stable under brakes, very big tyres on the front and massive brakes. Oh, isn't it just? Do I look like I'm having fun? Oh. Of course, a massive thanks has to go to Car Advice in Australia and brilliant Paul Maric, who's one of their journalists, for making this all happen. And of course, Audi Germany for giving us this car. Oh, isn't it just superb? You are grabbing first where normally you'd be in second, just because there is no torque down low, no power. And I know that sounds almost ridiculous. You know, this car's got 610 horsepower. But in second, I'm in second now, we're facing down the hill, foot on the floor, there's not much. But that's not a bad thing. It's just strange when you're used to all these amazing efficient turbocharged engines like the B58 in my M140. Oh, what a piece of road! Thank you, Italy. We've just crossed over the border from Austria to Italy. We're staying in Livigno tonight, so see first again through here, just because it's so long. Oh. Tunnel coming up. That's another first gear, really, isn't it? Oh. And into roadworks. Look at the hairs of my arm. Look at them. They're all up. Goosebumps, and not because I'm cold. Now we have to be fair and talk about the negatives of this car, because there definitely are some negatives, especially when comparing it to the Coupe R8 V10 Plus. One of those is weight, and the other one is the H point, so where the chassis sort of sits, or where the seats bolt onto the chassis. And I'm sitting far too high. If I sit upright, I'm actually sitting almost above the top of the window or the windscreen, which isn't ideal. So, and the weight and the high H point mean it's a little bit top heavy and wallowy through corners like this. It doesn't seem to settle. It always seems a little bit busy mid-corner. Unlike when it's on the brakes, it's just like, whoa, that weight almost comes into the advantage, but everywhere else it's not as good as the Coupe. It's just not. It's not as fast because of the extra weight, and it doesn't handle as well because it's a bit top heavy and the extra weight again. It's almost a bit softly sprung as well when you really, really start pushing on. You've got to love these roads. They're two-way and they're like wide enough for one car. Oh, bit of off-road. Better take it easy through here because there's literally there's nowhere else for another car to go. And this is not the narrowest of cars, as you can imagine. But the Quattro all-wheel drive system is brilliant. Gives you loads of grip. It's a little bit intrusive unless you sort of turn the traction control down. As they are in most cars these days, you know, they've got to be super safe. I haven't had any horrific understeer moments, touch wood, you know, but Audi are quite famous for them. Gonna sit back and let you guys enjoy this drive, really. I haven't got too much else to say about this car. Long live the V10. Fantastic. Dominates this car. Dominates it. there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video as much as I did. I know it's a little bit different than normal. But I just had Paul, who's behind me in the i8, who was incredibly close to me the whole way. Fantastic. So yeah, thanks once again to Car Advice in Australia and Paul Maric for making this all happen. And make sure to check out the full video that we do on both cars. That will be out anytime soon. I'll put a link to that in the description below or above me here. Yeah, cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And yeah, hopefully see you very soon. Cheers.